Good. Hi, all. Thanks for staying with us. We were a little bit late, had some technical delays, but that's the world of streaming and COVID and everything else these days. Well, welcome to the Berkeley Arts Council's first streaming exhibit reception, members exhibit reception. We've got a lot to bring you today. And since we're a little bit behind, I'm Anna Howard, president of the Berkeley Arts Council. Welcome, stay with us, and I'm going to hand off to the person who's making this possible with us, Don Ramirez.
I want to thank everyone for watching us tonight and watching us on the repeat. My name is Don Ramirez. The project I represent is currently called Exploring Frederick's Underground. We are evolving. We have a name change coming up. You can follow me.
To the person who's making this possible with us, Don Ramirez.
I want to thank everyone for watching us tonight and watching us on the repeat. My name is Don Ramirez. The project I represent is currently called Exploring Frederick's Underground. We are evolving. We have a name change. A round of applause for Stephen. How do you say it one more time?
Stephen Briette. Let's give it up.
Thank you for your assistance and your volunteering this evening.
Okay.
Yeah, and thank all of you for watching. We're on multiple platforms right now, and we really appreciate the opportunity to just come here and be a part of what Martinsburg is doing through Berkeley Artworks and the Art Council. I am just a songwriter. I work at a Thai restaurant here in Martinsburg, and I just moved here about a year and a half ago, so I don't know too much about my own hometown. And I thought this was a great opportunity to get to know some people. And what we'll be doing tonight from now until we're done with it, about an hour, we're going to be interviewing, as a part of the creator interviews, I get to interview several different artists that have their work displayed within this room of Berkeley Artworks. And after that, we'll wrap it up with some music. Not just me. We got some other hardcore, cool kids coming in to make some music. Thank you for being here. Let's get it going. Would you hold this mic for a second?
Sure.
Real tight.
Real tight.
Dave, why don't you take a minute and introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm David Taylor. I live here in Martinsburg. I work in the IT field, and as much as I can, I like to participate in the art exhibitions here and elsewhere. And my main art that I do is called relief printing. So it's carving wood and linoleum, and we'll probably talk about that a little more.
Thank you, Santa. All right, David. First of all, let's just get a look at everything that you have here.
Okay. This is a linoleum cut print of a koi. This is a linoleum cut print of a koi fish that I've done, and this one is a linoleum cut that's been hand colored with watercolors of a sunflower and a bee on it.
Very cool.
I got some other things here that I'll talk about in a little bit.
Why do you love creating, David?
It's a good outlet. It's a way to express yourself, and it's a good way to kind of clear your mind of everything that's going on around you. Work and family issues and things like that. It's just a good way. COVID. Exactly. Yeah, it's a good way to kind of escape from that for a while.
Totally. Well, can you tell us a little bit how you made these pieces?
Yeah, so I'll just pick this piece up here, which is actually this here. So you can see this is linoleum that has been mounted to some wood. And then what I do is I take these tools here that are called gouges. You can also use knives of various sizes and shapes to actually carve this image out. And you carve it in reverse. So if there was any lettering on here, it would be reversed like a rubber stamp. And so the idea is it's similar to the idea of a rubber stamp where you can get multiple originals. You can keep using it, so you roll it with ink, and then you print it on the paper or fabric or whatever you're going to print it on, and you can make more than one.
How long have you been doing this?
30-some years, I think. Yeah, quite a long time.
It shows. It shows. That's a beautiful piece of art.
Thank you. And so since I mentioned that you can get multiple originals, This is kind of an example. So you can see that this koi fish here is the same as this one here, and actually the same as this one here. The way I did this print was I actually took the block, inked it, and printed it here, and then rotated it and printed it here, and then I hand colored it with watercolor.
Beautiful. Why do you create, Mr. David?
To keep me sane, to bring some happiness into my life and clear my mind of all the stress of work.
Right. Have you ever struggled to create?
Always. Yeah. When I do what I try to, when I'm struggling, I try to look to like some inspirations, and I actually do a lot of reproduction work of the old masters. And when I say old masters, not the painters so much, but the printmakers. Artists like Albrecht Dürer and Hans Holbein.
What advice can you give others doing the same exact thing?
Just keep doing it and don't give up. Keep practicing and getting better and better, and don't be afraid to try something new.
What are your favorite mediums or gear that you use to create?
Well, my favorite medium is linoleum, carving the linoleum like I described. And my favorite gear actually is probably this tool right here and a couple that are very similar. They're actually Japanese made, and they're imported to the U.S. They're very good steel. They keep a sharp edge. You have to sharpen them like multiple times while you're carving, but these hold an edge much better. And probably my printing press. So what I didn't describe is how to print this. You can either put the paper over it and rub it with like a wooden spoon or some type of hard object to transfer it, or you can run it through a press. So if you're familiar with like the Gutenberg press, when they were, back when they started printing books and stuff like that, it's similar to that. It's pretty big. It takes up a whole bay in my garage, but yeah, so that would probably be my favorite piece of equipment.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So with all creators, there is the creator, there is the made, right? The art, the maker, the made, and the audience. How can art, whether it's your art or the ideal of art, how can your art close that gap between the maker and the audience?
Well, I think if you relate to it, if there's a lot of people have a message with their art. Mine doesn't always have a message, but I think if you like sunflowers or koi, that's one thing. Or maybe there's a subject matter that you're approaching that will speak to a certain audience. I don't think you're going to reach everyone, but you will definitely reach some people that will enjoy your art.
Right on. And I know that there are deeper meanings and traditionally held values to both koi fish and sunflowers. Growth and new life and luck and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. What will you make next?
I have no idea. Maybe probably some more prints of these with other colors.
Right on. Mr. David, thank you for being a part of this. We appreciate you and your art.
All right, thanks.
Right, so we've got more artists to interview. Stick around. Mr. David is not the only artist in the building. Looking forward to interviewing more. And I think David is so important, not just because he's out here creating, but he's out here inspiring, Well, I've definitely been inspired, and I hope that you are too. Hello, sir. What's your name?
I'm Charlie Mortensen.
Charlie. How are you doing tonight?
Doing just fine.
And do you create?
Try to, and do involved with several mediums. And over the years, I've painted and primarily painted landscape outside in watercolor. And I also have done furniture and sculpture and mixed media. I have a sculpture here that's kind of a new adaptation of how to present what I consider to be sculpture. And what I did was
That's this right here?
that's this piece right here, and that is an homage to the Dog Trot Cabin, which is a archaic building form in the United States that happened all over Appalachia. The Dog Trot was famous for its detached, or not detached, but its kitchen, which was built off the main cabin. And then there was a breezeway. The kitchen, of course, functioned to do your cooking away from the other activities of the house and keep the heat out of the house in the summertime. And then the breezeway was to ride your horse up underneath and get off in bad weather. So that antecedent was pre-garage with power motor to open your garage door and drive your vehicle in. So anyway,
What is this sculpture made out of?
it's all native hardwoods. Yeah, cherry, walnut, primarily walnut, cherry, oak, and pine.
That's amazing. Why do you love creating?
Well, it's the challenge of trying to articulate some concepts three-dimensionally and two-dimensionally.
How long have you been creating? It doesn't have to be sculptures. I know you do more than sculptures.
Yeah, I've painted for some years and had some training in an art school environment. And I'm very thankful for that experience. And I've participated here at the Berkeley Arts Council for the last several years. And it's a great facility, and I'm encouraging folks that are interested in the arts to come out and participate.
I have one more follow-up, Jess. Yep. I know, Charlie, that you are taking the show in February with Green Hill Cemetery. So can you please tell us a little bit about what you're doing in February for our local Martinsburg Green Hill Cemetery? Back to Charlie.
Yeah, I've just in the last year, I've volunteered at the Green Hill African American Historic Cemetery in Martinsburg, and there's been an active group doing restoration, preservation of the grounds. There hasn't been any internment in recent years, but the cemetery was badly in need of care and cleanup, and folks have been doing that. I did a couple of built-in benches, and having participated here at the Berkeley Arts Council, it occurred to me to try and do a joint show of the people that are working at the preservation of the cemetery and commemorate that in a Black History Month. So looking forward to that.
One of my favorite questions to ask is a question about failure, about struggle. I think that without those things, I heard a great quote is someone asked an Olympian, how did you get your gold medal? And he said, I struggled. So I would like to ask you, what have you struggled with in making art?
Well, finding the time to do it, although I'm retired and I'm retired now, and I've got a good bit of time to lend my energies towards those interests. But initially raising family and developing a vocation, those are trials that are kind of universal, Jeff. So I'm just in a wonderful place now with time to devote to the arts.
Right on. We appreciate it, man. This sculpture is not the only thing you have here. Can you point us to the other thing that is in here?
Well, yeah, I've got, here's a watercolor, and this this is a watercolor of done outside, and it's actually in the Shenandoah National Park, one of their buildings, and trying to look at the ridge and try and capture some of that light quality and configuration of the mountain. So
And you call that Blue Ridge skyline?
I call that Blue Ridge skyline.
It's
yeah.
beautiful. You said that's watercolor.
That's watercolor and color pencil. Yeah.
Do you start with color pencil and then go to watercolor?
Typically, yeah. Typically, I use lead, just a conventional lead pencil, and this day I happen to have some colored pencils with me, and that seemed appropriate to develop a drawing painting that adapted that methodology of watercolor and color pencil. Yeah.
I'm sensing a theme, like natural, you use the natural woods, and this is a natural painting. A question that I asked David, I asked him, how are you closing the gap between the maker, the made, and the audience?
Well, I've lived in West Virginia, Maryland, all my adult life, so I've tried to respond to inform myself, both in the craft that I developed as a carpenter and what I had learned in art school. So to develop concepts based on those interests and trying to respond to my environment. That I've lived in the country for years, interested in trying to capture some of it on paper with color and develop some concepts in craft, articulating ideas in the three-dimensionally. So
There you have it. There you have it.
Justin, I want you to move on down here, and I want you to take your time, come down the wall if you don't mind, take a good look at some of our artwork.
You guys, we just want to show you a little bit of this artwork that we've got along the back wall before we interview the next person. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you to everybody that's coming out to be interviewed. This is pretty amazing. We got a lot of great art displayed up in here tonight, and the cool thing about it is that the artists themselves are here, and we get to ask them questions about their art. And we're going to move down this way.
Her pieces are the love and the beauty.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, what's your name?
My name's Amy Kendra.
I'm sorry, I didn't put the mic to you.
Oh, that's okay. Amy Kendra.
Amy Kendra, there we have it. I'm getting used to this interview thing. Is this your art right here?
Yes, it is, these two.
Right. What do you call them?
This one is Love, West Virginia. And this one I'm calling Turquoise because I was inspired by the gemstone turquoise.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about how these were made?
This is acrylic paint pouring that I just recently discovered. I was looking for an art project to do with my sons when they were distance learning last year. And this looked like it would be fun, and I love making a mess. And this is satisfied both of those things, and I loved it so much that I wanted to continue doing it even without them.
Right on. We were talking earlier. I heard you have a partner in your art making.
Yes, I do. My husband is he's my carpenter. He cuts out all my wood pieces for me to pour on, and he likes doing that, and it's good to work with him.
By hand. He does that by hand. So why do you create?
I like exploring new things. I've always been my mask is in my mouth. I've always been a crafty person. I did scrapbooking. For a long time I was doing crochet. I have arthritis in my fingers, and crocheting is more difficult now, and I was looking for a way to express myself, and I found painting.
Right on. How long have you been a creator?
Oh, in all different kinds of mediums for a long time, probably at least 15 years. Doing this style of painting has only been the last 10 months or so.
Right. You said it was pretty new. Where did you learn about it?
I saw everything on YouTube, so
Yeah.
and I thought it looked really fun.
The ultimate creator studio.
So you can learn anything on YouTube.
Have you ever failed or really struggled with your
Yes.
creation?
Yes, I have made mud many, many times. And it's a learning experience, and figuring out how the colors work together, and the transparencies, and color theory is all really exciting, and sometimes the paint just will not cooperate.
Right. What do you do when that happens?
I scrap it and start over.
Right. Yeah. We can all learn lessons through this. What is something that Martinsburg, West Virginia, whether it's the art scene, whether it's the street scene, what does Martinsburg, West Virginia need right now?
I don't really know. I guess just peace, coming together, being peaceful.
I like that a lot. What are your favorite mediums or gear?
Well, I'm still exploring with the paint pouring. I haven't touched on half of what's out there yet to play with. But I recently discovered a new technique called the bloom technique, and that is probably my favorite right now.
Right. Bloom, BLOOM?
BLOOM, yep, like a flower. It blooms out like a flower would.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. How can art kind of close the gap between the creator and the audience?
Well, I like to share my joy of color. I love color. I love playing with color. You know, my mask is very colorful. And I hope that other people are, inspired by that and sharing my joy.
Yeah. Color is definitely a joyful thing.
Yes.
Yeah. What will you make next? Do you have any projects you're working on?
I'm not currently right now, but I do want to do some. Actually, I want to do some painting this weekend, so I'm hoping that some inspiration will strike.
Right on. Well, just one last question for you.
Okay.
Where can we find you in 5 years?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Right here, folks. You can find her right here.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Miss
Thank
Amy.
you.
Take your time, might break back up this way, Jess, your next artist.
All right, y'all, I'm going to take you this way.
Art as you want, Stephen.
Yeah, Steven is our video cameraman tonight. I want to give a huge shout out to Steven. He is behind the camera, holding the camera all night, set up the streaming stuff. Thank you, Steven. Special shout out to Don Ramirez, Anna, and Nick, and all of these artists that are coming together to help us put this on. This is awesome. Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. What's your name?
I'm Judith Becker.
Judith Becker. It's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Totally. My name is Jess, Miss Judith.
Okay.
I will be the...
Friends. Okay, good.
Yes. She said, now we're best friends.
Yep.
Okay. What do you create?
It's better to say, what don't you create?
Right.
I create two-dimensional art form. That means that it's not a sculpture, it's not something you can walk around, it's two-dimensional. And I paint with watercolors, with pastels. I paint with watercolor pencils, colored pencils primarily. Sometimes I mix them as well. And I have been doing that for a very, very long time. So I want to mention that the painting part of it is very important to me. I am one of the 12 co-op artists here at the Berkeley Artworks, which means there are 12 of us artists who display our work and sell our work in the front part of the gallery. And we also then volunteer to help out in the gallery itself every month. And on top of that, I am the teaching artist here. I have a couple of other artists who are teachers as well, but I do the primary amount of art teaching.
So within this building, there are not only art displayed, but artists themselves teach.
Yes. Some of, not too many of the co-op artists teach, but I have other artists who can't do in-person classes, so we have learned how to do Zoom art classes.
Right.
And so now I'm teaching on Zoom, which is pretty cool.
That sounds like I was asking everybody, where do you fail and how do you get through it? It sounds like the way.
Well, it's scary at first if you've never done it, because I didn't grow up with all this technology, but I was taught, and we worked through it, and so now it's just coming along beautifully, and I'm really enjoying it. So the nice thing about the Zoom classes is we can attract people into those classes from out of state, like New York, North Carolina, other places, because they're not, they can just do it online, so it's pretty nice.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Can you show us a little bit of your art?
Sure. I'll show you an example of my watercolors first, and I want to preface it by saying that I am a colorist in terms of my approach to art. I was trained as an art teacher, trained as a teacher, and my focus has always been on what color can do for art. And so I teach classes in color as well. And this first one I'm going to show you is a kind of a good example of two things in art. Oops. One is the use of color, and the other one is the use of light and shadows. And what we do is we call this a value study, meaning a value can be anything from white to black, as you probably know. So this is a good example of it.
Sorry to butt in here. Could you tilt it down a little bit?
Sure, it's getting a little glare off of those lights, aren't you? Is that okay?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Be glad to help.
Oh, yeah. And you can keep talking as well.
Okay. But anyway, that's a good example of that. So I do a lot of watercolor. I guess you would say that that's my primary art form. The other thing I do is that I create art. And I mean, I create not only the art itself, but the art processes. And this is an example of an art process that I actually created and trademarked a while back, and it's called Spritzelism. I'll challenge you to say that 3 or 4 times in a row.
Spritzelism.
Yay, okay. But it's a process using watercolor and colored pencils, and using real botanicals as the templates. And so it's based on the old batik method, using dyes and resist like wax. So I don't use those things. Anyway, that's part of what I do too. So one of the things that's really cool about this art gallery and the people who are involved in it is that we are really promoting all of the time creativity, thinking, I hate to say it, but thinking outside of the box, looking at different avenues. And so that's one of the challenges that most artists have is, how can I make my art more exciting? How can I make it say what I want it to say, but then make it different?
Right.
Otherwise, you're seeing the same thing over and over and over again.
And that's you guys just breaking boundaries.
Yeah, well, I would like to think we are.
Yeah.
And everybody here is very, very capable of that.
Ms. Judith, I would like to know, what are you working on anything right now?
Yes, I'm working on trying to figure out what my next project is.
Right.
I mean, that's part of the process, is that you accomplish a certain amount of things, and then you want to change it and create new things. And that's where I'm at right now.
Ms. Judith, you are an inspiration. Thank you for being here tonight.
So, thank you very much for taking time out.
Totally.
Best wishes to you. Come see our gallery. It's wonderful.
She said, come and see our gallery. Martinsburg, West Virginia, right on Queen Street.
Jess,
Get a good look at the space.
am going to.
You're gonna hold the mic. Anna's gonna talk this time.
Follow us on this journey, y'all. We're still out this.
Watch a cord.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to do this if I can.
Where's Miss Sherman? And this is your egress.
Well, okay. Okay. While Steve is coming over here, this is Tracy Sherman Smith, who is a member of the Berkeley Arts Council as well as a board member. And Tracy is here tonight to talk about her business, to talk about ceramics, and talk about.
Just point it at yourself.
Oh.
Point the mic at your face.
Oh, okay. And to talk about the interaction of the Arts Council outside of its walls and into the business community. So, Tracy, tell us about what you have here.
Yeah, hello. As you said, my name is Tracy Sherman. I am with Soul Hollow Farm and Studio. What I primarily do these days is teach others how to make pottery and make ceramics. Pottery is a simple art of making something from clay. Ceramics is what you do with it afterwards, when you add glass or you add ash. These are samples of what we teach beginners: how to make basic pinch pots, how to make items thrown on a wheel, and then how to glaze them. These are some of the examples of what we hope to be doing come spring when the finer weather gets here, COVID willing. We're going to be having some pit firing and some raku firing outdoors at our farm. We work in partnership with David Carroll down at Berkeley Pottery. So if you're not inclined to learn how to make your own, you can paint your own from hundreds of different pre-made items that he has, and you and your family can sit and glaze. A couple of hours in the afternoon, it's a wonderful way to spend the day.
Okay. Tracy, how do you see the arts evolving in Martinsburg, and where the Arts Council or businesses can work together, or should they work together?
Oh, they should. I think it's been a long time coming. We need an arts district. It's been something that has been discussed down at City Hall a couple of years ago. I think it's time we move on with that. Of course, we've all had to take a giant step back with the pandemic, but moving forward, we can start bringing that back to life. We have a lot of life and a lot of arts in our area. Even if it just starts small with the downtown district and bringing that back in. There are a lot of good public locations for installation projects, for working with the schools, for working with the Apollo, with working with the local music and dance ventures.
What do you mean by an installation project?
Oh, our installation projects are so much fun. You'll do a month at the library. Somebody would, the biggest one I can think of was when they did the poppies around the moat of the London Tower in London.
Oh, okay. Okay, missed that one. I thought you were talking about here in Martinsburg.
No, and London. That's the biggest one I can think of, being British. That's my hometown still. But we could. The county offices, Berkeley County offices have been wonderful, showcasing local artists. They put their work up on their walls. Downtown restaurants are usually very good at putting local artists' work up on their walls. When you've got a vacant storefront, Main Street Martinsburg's been fabulous at trying to get local artwork put in those windows so they're not so bare, so barren, illustrating the local talent. We've started to do the murals, the mural projects on the walls. We have, the one that David Heatwall did, that's still doing very well. It's hardly weathered at all in the time it's been up. The new one over there at Steve Dobson's building on Burke Street.
Correct.
And of course, we've got the older ones on the Market House. The artist that did those, he is very well known out in Frederick. Lots of little ones popping up here and there. Why not more of that?
Right. When it comes to the mural project, the Berkeley Arts Council spoke in support of the project to the Preservation Board. Yes. So that's one of the roles that the Art Council does play. So I think we're seeing the Arts Council grow and spread out in a whole direction. It's important to have the exhibits, it's important to have the classes, and it's really, really important to reach out to the artists themselves. Yes. And that's what the streaming show is hoping to do, and also put the artist's work out there for everybody. I think that's it for now. Tracy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And the next person we have is a local artist, a local musician, a local commercial person, a nonprofit person, a worker in the schools. He wears many, many hats.
Yes, and he's very talented.
He's very talented. Tony M. Okay. He's coming. I didn't give him enough of a cue.
He's also known for his promptness.
These chairs are very comfortable.
Well, thank you. That was one of the first things the Arts Council had when we opened here 7 years ago. That's good right here. I think that's good.
Tracy, would you like to sit with
Okay.
us?
I will admire from a distance.
There's just a distance.
Let me actually get back here.
Oh, that's right.
I will.
Okay. You got this okay, Steve? Okay. So, Tony is not part of the Arts Council, but I invited him here tonight to show and talk about the fact that the Arts Council is part of the community and all of the community and all of the arts community. And we were going to have a conversation of art in Martinsburg and what also your businesses and ventures are. So I'm going to let you go with your free flow.
I'm going to start with, I need to be a member of the Arts Council.
Thank you very much. This was one of my prompts.
Very good. That was very clever. Yeah, Anna, very clever. We always talk so like well we have before pre-pandemic that I just automatically assumed I was a member of the. So thanks for reminding me. My dues my dues are due. So I am Tony Martirano. I am one of the co-founders of the Tony M Music and Arts Foundation, just down the street from you. So we opened in 2019. We officially became a nonprofit, incorporated in 2018. My partner and I, who lives in Hawaii. So with the intent of building on what was already here for the arts, and just add more art to Martinsburg. So we followed your lead, the Arts Council, for many years, and it's like we see where there's room for more arts.
There's always room for more arts, and Don and I were discussing about the different kinds of art and the 7 types of art, right? As I hold up 5 fingers. and as the Arts Council has grown, we started out with photography and watercolor and acrylic art, but now, and we did have music. Actually, we were part of getting the Choral Society off the ground, and we had to dance weekends, and now we're really interested in, with the help of the guys tonight, cinematography and expansion into that area. And
you can't see the system behind the camera, but it's quite great.
Yeah. So
very nice, and the quality I was watching on YouTube. So very nice. So and actually you brought up music. So out here out front, I bought a CD off of Kellen Miller, who I believe is performing this evening.
Yes.
So
yes.
Awesome, very cool. So yeah, I love your support for all arts in the community. Because yeah, that's just. Oh, go ahead.
And well, as we're getting close to the 7 o'clock hour when the artists and the musicians are going to be starting, well, they're musicians who are artists. Sorry, I don't mean it that way. But I just wanted to give another shout out to our members exhibit that we have, because that's what this is instead of the usual reception, we're doing this streaming. And now the Artworks, the building that we're in at 116 North Queen Street, is open during the wintertime right now. Our hours are 11 to 3 Friday and Saturday. That's a shortened schedule, but we are open. So you can come in and check out the artwork. But we've been showing things around briefly, but you don't get, there's nothing like standing right in front of it and seeing it live. And I do kind of want to give a little shout out to myself. My name, I said, is Anna Howard, and I am an artist here, both in the show and in the co-op. I create clocks from found objects. I think it's really important. One of the things I wanted to stress tonight, again, is all art, all artists, all forms, and not worry about the quality, whether somebody likes it or not. You do art, your first instinct should be you do the art for yourself. And then what it brings to other people is secondary. That's my philosophy. But the Arts Council is here to provide that opportunity for everybody. And again, I can't emphasize enough all mediums. We want to see more music. We want to see more literature. We want to see anything that's out there. Quilt making, needlework. There's so much here in the Eastern Panhandle. And I'm going to actually walk over right now. Thank you very much, Tony. And give a shout out to, if I can walk over here, and chat just a minute with Don.
Let's come near my artwork so you can actually pick up my artwork. And I'll be the last interview of the evening. We'll take a 5-minute intermission while the musicians get set up. So Jess, if you want to come up here, can you, the audio, I know Jess might have a question or two. Anna, I want you to know that I joined Berkeley Arts Council because of you. I've lived here for 10 years. Your outreach to me was fantastic. I really appreciate it. As I said earlier, my main focus has been the creation of an archive project dedicated to the preservation of local art history, both music and the visual arts, so this has worked out very well. The images that I have on display are from 2003. I've been reviewed in the Washington Post 3 times. Seems like a lifetime ago. My life can be a little surreal. And the outfit, because of the whole Corona thing, I've had this goofball theme of at war with Corona. Because I am a filmmaker, I always try to make sure I have a cinematic reference to the outfit. And for this and in November, it was John Wayne's 1968, The Green Berets. So I don't know how well the tiger stripe and jungle warfare stuff goes over in January in West Virginia. But it's a lot of fun to wear. Jess, I'm going to give the mic to you and I'll answer any questions you have.
Let's talk a little bit more about that outfit and the Green Berets. Just say, I think our viewers need a little bit more context.
Okay, well, originally I was I spent a period obsessed with Apocalypse Now. Francis Ford Coppola. I mean, how do you go wrong with Francis Ford Coppola? That's The Godfather, Apocalypse Now Redux. So, of course, Martin Sheen's character, he wears the tiger stripe. But I felt like because of the Corona, the only person that could really get us through has to be John Wayne. There's nobody else that can get you through a pandemic except John Wayne. He's fat and he's drunk most of the time. I'm fat, I'm not drunk most of the time. But so for fun, you know, I do this whole thing. I'm planning an outfit change for the next show that we're doing, but it stays with the theme of at war with Corona. And I'm not sure why, but war seems to make for a lot of powerful cinema. And specifically the Vietnam War has generated a lot of incredible films. Platoon, you know, Apocalypse Now, Hamburger Hill, and I could go on, but, you know, so I did John. Oh, the beads. You forgot about the beads.
You forgot about the beads.
I forgot about the beads. Okay, the beads. For anyone who has been following me and my project, I got these beads in June of 2019. We do music shows, and we trace history with our music shows. These beads were 30 years in the making. One of my favorite local underground bands was called the Voodoo Love Gods. Still think they're amazing. I was able to get them together and reunite for a very special show in June of 2019 at Sky Stage in Frederick, Maryland, part of Frederick Arts Council. And unbeknownst to me, I get pulled out of I get pulled away from filmmaking responsibility, and they resurrect me on the floor. And the lead singer had been wearing these Voodoo Love God beads, so I get the Voodoo Love God beads, and I've worn them to any of my archival projects. I make sure I have them on to kind of have some continuity.
Right.
So if you know what we're doing from June 2019, here we are almost 2 years later. So the beads have had quite a journey.
Right. Well, Don, what mediums do you use to create?
Well, I fancied myself a photographer. Now I pretty much fancy myself a filmmaker. And it's a strange experience because I'm a wet photographer. I don't really do photography anymore. But all of my work was about the photographic medium, manipulating it, cutting it up, collaging it, altering it, and distorting it long before computers. For those who know me, I made a film in 2007 called Trailer Trash, a Film Journal, which did incredibly well. And I was away from photography making this film. When I come back, this medium that was so precious to me is gone. You know, everything was digital, everything was computers. So I messed around with some two-dimensional work, painting, assemblage, and collage. And like my history in photography, very graphic. But I haven't done any two-dimensional work since maybe 2012, 2013.
This is fresh stuff right here.
No, this is 2003. These are 17 years old and reviewed in the Washington Post. I've had 3 reviews in the Washington Post.
Right on. Can we talk about them a little bit?
The reviews?
No, I've got 7 o'clock.
Oh, it's 7.
We got you.
Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute intermission, and we're going to get ready for the music. We can stay live, and they can see what they see. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Give us 5 minutes while we get our musicians set up. Thank you, guys.
Sorry.
No,
Got it.
we're good.
Jeff, can you hand me the iPad? Yep.
And then however you want to get to be able to film them on the music.
Right here, Jeff.
Kellen and Gage, if you guys want to get in position, get ready. I'd like for us to be able to go in 5 minutes. Isn't it happy birthday, Mr. Mong? Happy birthday. I saw that. All right, I want to thank everyone for watching us here this evening and watching the restream. I'm here with my friend Kellen Miller. We met a little while ago. So, Kellen, I want you to tell us a little bit. When did you start playing music? And tell me a little bit about the songs you're going to share with us this evening.
So I started playing music around, I got my first guitar in 2015, and I taught, my father's back there, taught me guitar, helped me along the way. My mom, brother, always been supportive of it, along with my stepfather and everyone who's been just along the way, watching me write the songs and helping me. And just, but 2015, I'd say is about when I started, and yeah.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Kellen.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kellen Miller from Annapolis, Maryland. Thank you for everyone watching at home, all the friends and family here. I appreciate it. I'll play you guys an original. The song is called My Way Back to You. Thank you. This next song I'm going to play for you is technically the first song I ever released officially on any streaming services. Usually I close with this one, but working around a little different schedule this time, so the song's called Breathe For Me.
Get enough of what's been killing me. general. What are we missing now? Or is it just goodbye as we fall into the night like 1,000 fireflies into the sky? Breathe for me tonight. Let me feel you in my arms as we die. Breathe for me tonight. Let me feel you. Breathe for me. Come fall into oblivion, fall into oblivion together. Fall into oblivion forever.
Thank you. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone who came out. Actually, I got a few surprises tonight. First, my stepfather was telling me this morning, Aaron, back there. What's up, bro? He was telling me he didn't know if he'd be able to get off of work in time to make it, and I'm glad he did. Then out of nowhere, I was outside trying to sell some CDs, and I saw a familiar hoodie looking up, actually 2 of them. I looked down, I was like, hold up. My brother and father surprised me coming from Baltimore, a 2-hour drive to come see me live tonight. So thank you to them, and thank you to everyone else who came out to support me tonight. It really does mean a lot. I'm gonna play one cover real quick. This is by one of my favorite bands called Grayscale. The song is called Forever Yours. Stained glass patterns, porcelain, your watercolors run. All your paintings are fading from the walls. Miss the way you speak, the way you twitch in your sleep. You smile, your straight teeth, and the scars along your cheeks. I should've wrote that letter. You looked beautiful and white, but I stayed home. Home can never live without you, but I guess I have to. You're gone, gone, gone. All the promises, vows under the covers. We would play pretend, my love, but it was real to me. Now I waste my days away. I know I can't recover. There's no love lost, but it'll be forever yours. I walk the grove we'd always go, where the summer made our shadows tall. I look out for them, but now there's only one. Run my hands through winter's grass, pretend I feel your warmth again. The ground takes in the better man I could have been. Messed up a little. All the promises, vows under the covers. We would play pretend, my love, but it was real to me. Now I waste my days away. I know I can't recover. There's no love lost, but it'll be forever yours. Forever yours. Forever yours.
day of regrets. Drop the weight of my sin. The ground takes in the better man I could have been. All the promises and vows under the covers. We would play pretend, my love, but it was real to me. I waste my days away. I know I can't recover. There's no love lost, but it'll be forever yours. Forever yours.
Once again, thank you guys. This is going to be my last one before Gage comes up. So, not to get all sappy and personal, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. So, about 2 years ago, I started writing a song. When I found out my grandfather was diagnosed, sorry, this is going to end up choking me up. My grandfather was diagnosed with cancer about 2 years ago. And I started writing a song called I Wish I Would Have Known. And my cousin Charlie came in, he helped me continue to write the song. We ended up renaming it Letting Go, and yeah. My cousin Charlie unfortunately passed away a few weeks after helping me write the song. And I got in, I recorded this one, so this is a special one. Didn't mean to make it all sad and stuff, but this one does mean a lot to me. If you guys would like, I know it's not much, you can take out your phones, put up your lights, do whatever. But yeah. Sorry, like I said, this one is a little sentimental, but this is my last one before I bring up my boy Gage back there. This one's called Letting Go.
Ashes walk upon the coldest we've ever felt. A timeless face and a long walk through the shadows we've been dealt. It's been a good time and a bad time to say our goodbyes. But letting go's never reached the corners of my mind. Each day brings new night. Each night brings new thought. I wake to another morning. All I see is death. I don't know if I should stay or turn my back and run away. There's got to be a better way to make you stay. I'm not good at letting go. Inside you'll always show the man you were will always glow. I wish I could make up for the lost time. I wish I would have seen the exit sign. I was a better man with you by my side. Now my secrets have no place to hide. Each day brings new night. Each night brings new thought. I wake to another morning, but all I see is dark. I don't know if I should stay turn my back and run away. There's got to be a better way to make you stay. I'm not good at letting go. Inside you'll always show the man you were will always glow. Watched you disappear from a distance. Gave it hell with the fight you were given. The hand we're dealt is never forgiven. But the way you played, you were always winning. I don't know if I should stay or turn my back and run away. There's got to be a better way to make you stay. I'm not good at letting go. Inside you'll always show the man you were will always glow. You'll always glow.
Thank you. Let's go, Gabe. Wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Brandon. Where are you gonna swim me?
Introduce yourself, Gage, and let's keep going, fellas.
I'm Gage Mong. I am the lead guitarist for Corrupt Ambitions. And Kellen here is also our singer. We are half Corrupt Ambitions. We also have our rhythm guitarist and drummer here with us.
That's where we put the guitar.
All right, fellas.
Can y'all hear me? We good? Cool. Well, crap. This is a song by a band called Neck Deep. The song is called December. Stumbled around the block 1,000 times, missed every call that I had tried. Now I'm giving up, a heartbreak in mid-December. You never cared, you'll never remember me. While you're pulling on his jeans, getting lost in the big city. I was looking out our window, watching all the cars go, wondering if I'd see Chicago or a sunset on the west coast. Will I die in the cold, feeling blue and alone? Wonder if you'll ever hear this song on your stereo. I hope you get your barroom floor, perfect house with rose red doors. That's the last thing I remember. It's been a long, lonely December. Wish I'd known that last was more. I was passed out on the phone, and that's the last thing I remember. It's been a long, lonely December.
Cast me aside to show yourself in a better light. I came out breathing, barely breathing, and you came out alright. But I'm sure you'll take his hand. I hope he's better than I ever could have been. My mistakes were not intentions.
Questions I couldn't say. Pain's never permanent, but tonight it's killing me. I hope you get your barroom floor, your perfect house with rose red doors. I'm the last thing you'd remember. It's been a long, lonely December. Wish I'd known that life was more. I was passed out on the floor. That's the last thing I remember. It's been been a long, lonely December.
There's Mark Hoppus when we need him.
I miss your face, you're in my head. There's so many things that I should have said. Year of suffering, a lesson learned. I miss your face, you're in my head. There's so many things that I should have said. A year of suffering, a lesson learned. I hope you get your barroom floor, a perfect house with rose red doors. I'm the last thing you remember. It's been a long, lonely December. Wish I'd known that lesson more when I was passed out on the floor. That's the last thing I remember. It's been a long, lonely December.
You nailed that, bro. Dumb question. How many of y'all know who Johnny Cash is? Yeah, good chunk, okay. How many of you guys know who 9 Inch Nails is? Good chunk, yeah. Have you ever heard Johnny Cash's cover of Hurt? Yeah? Okay, good chunk.
It's
All
better.
Yeah, it's way better by far. So we're gonna play that for you. I'm not good at transitions. Gate.
Do it.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focused on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Tried to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire I will let you down. I will make you hurt. Beneath the stain upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stain of time, feeling disappears. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire turned. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Go right into your last one.
All All right, this is our last song. I want to dedicate this one to my family watching back at home in Baltimore. This is from a Baltimore band called All Time Low. The song's called Dear Maria, Count Me In. I got the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. When the lights come up, I wanna watch the way you take the stage by storm. When you wrap those boys around your finger, wanna play the leader. I know it's what you're good at. The low runs for the fast track, like every second. Hey, hey, hey. I got the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. It feels like stealing hearts, knowing your name from the crowd. Oh, oh. Out on the field, you'll be the showgirl of the home team. I'll be the narrator, telling another tale of the American dream. I see my name in lights, we'll make you a star. Girl, take the world by storm, isn't that hard? I got the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. It feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. Oh, oh. Take a breath, don't sound so easy. Never understand what's going crazy. Watching from the far. Take a breath and let the rest come easy. Never understand, but we're gonna take it. Watching from the far. I got the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. Feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. I got the picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle. Thank you.
All right. I hate to be difficult because
Y'all, it's been such a great night here at Berkeley Artworks. It has been such a great night here at Berkeley Artworks in downtown Martinsburg, right on Queen Street. I had no idea that this existed, and I live in this town. I had such a good time interviewing all the different artists that came in tonight. Huge shout out to Miss Anna, Miss Dawn, Jake and Bethy, the creators of SDF. This wouldn't have happened if not for you guys. So thank you for playing your role in this. Stephen Briette, thank you for coming and running the sound and the cameras and everything. This is incredible. I just want to play some celebratory songs. And we'll start with this one. This is Ghosts of Appalachia.
Calm me down as I look up into the face of what's to come. I don't like the way I'm feeling, my head is reeling. It's enough to make a man fear for his conscience. I've thrown caution to the wind and it's gone like a friend on a jet in the sky when they're set on their ways to a die. You can bet I'm learning how to fly. I've been patient, studious, and pensive in these trying times, but all my virtues are wearing thin. And again, I don't know why. It might be the ghost of Appalachia. The people you hurt come back and haunt you. It's enough to make a man fear for his conscience. I've thrown caution to the wind and it's gone like a friend on a jet in the sky when they're set on their ways do or die. You can bet I'm learning how to fly. All these patterns like concentric circles wrap around my head. I've been looking for the exit signs from the comfort of my bed. It's not enough to want the life I've always dreamed of living out. This time it's personal. Toe-to-toe with my self-doubt. I have no fear of being honest. I've thrown apathy to the wind and it's gone like a friend on a jet in the sky when they're set on their ways, do or die. You can bet I'm learning how to fly. Learning how to fly. I'm learning how to fly. Learning how to die. Thank y'all. That was a song I wrote called Ghosts of Appalachia. And this next one is called Slow Down. Grew up wondering where I'd go when I died. Was it something I could look in the eyes? Some folks believe we take to the sky, at least those that go to heaven. I grew up wondering if whether I'm fully alive, and if my dead parts might be revived. What it takes for hope to survive in a world full of transgressions. I'm no shining example of a pure heart. I'm a constant beggar for a fresh start, missing the mark more than not, opposite the definition of sure shot. I know what I've got to do to grow out of what I've been and back again in the hole. No more this one-man picture show, pedal to the floor. I won't go slow until you slow me down, slow me down. Not until you slow me down, slow me down, 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 down. Somehow I found myself inside a speeding car downtown, racing to another meeting. Heartbeat pounding, feels a lot like what I'm needing, till it feels a lot like I got internal bleeding. You can't stall the moment of emancipation. Pack the U-Haul and take an extended vacation. Screen the call till you arrive at your destination. Don't sell out to your desperation. I'm no shining example of a pure heart. I'm a constant beggar for a start, missing the mark more than not, opposite the definition of sure shot. I know what I've got to do to grow out of what I've been and back again in the hole. No more this one-man picture show, pedal to the floor. I won't go slow until you slow me down, you slow me down. until you slow me down. You slow me down, 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 down. Not until you slow me down, down. Not until you slow me down, 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 down. So that one's called Slow Down. I think that a lot of, one second, hold your ears. I think a lot of art and music and any kind of thing that we like to do, whether it's math or grow a tree, I think it starts slow. This next one I'm going to do, fell out of tune on the last one, one sec. This next one I'm going to do is a story that I grew up hearing, told a different way. The story I always heard, I guess I should give you a little context. This is a Bible story about Jacob and Esau, and if you know the story, you know that Esau got screwed. Jacob and his mom sort of used some cunning tactics to kind of steal away the inheritance from the oldest son. And in my own life, I have faced challenges in my family, as I'm sure everyone else has, just learning how to get along. And I think in the case of this story that I sort of took a new perspective with, I think it even took decades to get it right. All right, I think we're tuned. The backpack over there. That's my bag of fun things packed on ice. This is called Trench Foot. Strung up at the starting line between a quick fix and the grand design. I got my future shoes to shine. Is it honey on my tongue or brine? You were there right on time for the mountains I couldn't climb. Looking between the clues you'd find, I ain't got murder on my mind. Kiss the king's rings off his fingers, change the law but the lawless linger. I've been stealing from my favorite singers, switching lanes and forgetting my blinker. I don't wanna bleed again for the wrong side. I don't wanna be the end of a bloodline. I don't wanna bleed again for the wrong side. I don't want obedience if it keeps your hands tied. I had them jaw dropped. They paid me for each trick, and I was the king of the co-op, parading for the longest stick. Now the cheers have stopped, and I'm free but fading quick. It was honestly never apathy, I'm just feeling homesick, sent to the front lines. As words like weapons flew, caught in the confines of what we believe is true. We learn to read the signs, and know you're gonna follow through. Don't cast your pearls to swine, you know I'm counting on you. Kiss the king's rings off his fingers, change the law but the lawless linger. I've been stealing from my favorite singers, switching lanes and forgetting my blinker. I don't wanna bleed again for the wrong side. I don't wanna bleed again for the bloodline. I don't wanna bleed again for the wrong side. I don't want obedience if it keeps your hands tied. Came out clutching my heel, and I came hungry for a meal. You said I'll make you a deal, so I considered it a steal. You said pass and I'd provide, cause you'd hate to go outside. It's like you never take my side, you got the blessing cause you lie. I made plans to kill you dead, flick my sword and take your head. Bitterness became my bed, so far away from home you fled. It's been a troubled 20 years since my brother disappeared, and I've long since dried my tears, my hate had not persevered. But now you're coming back around, and I can hear that marching sound. 1,000 footsteps on the ground, brother, I know where you're bound. Sent ahead you find is heard, a gift, but I was undeterred. Something deep within me stirred, the line dividing us was blurred. I've been waiting for you, brother, to share this land and say shalom. We've been fighting with each other, but it's time that you came home. Let me be the one you turn to when you find you're all alone. Let forgiveness like a river polish both our hearts of stone. I don't wanna bleed again. I don't want obedience. I don't wanna be the end. I don't wanna bleed again. I don't wanna be the end. I don't wanna bleed again. I don't wanna bleed the end. I don't wanna be the end of a bloodline. That one takes it right out of my hand. Thank y'all for tuning in. I cannot wait to see what this becomes, because y'all, this is just the beginning. Come on in here.
Yeah, can I bring this down? You can. Maybe I can't, maybe I will. Anyhow, thank everybody for checking in and following through the night with us. I think there were some technical problems on the Berkeley Arts Council Facebook page later, but we'll try and get that straightened out for replay later this week. Thank you, Jess, for this idea, and I sat there mulling around a lot of possibilities of what we can do with this. And thanks, Don. We've all said it before. Thanks, Steve. This is just the beginning, and we'll get there. We'll get there, step by step. And a shout out to all the members who have things in the show here. And one last thing I'm going to do.
I can just like one more call. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do one last call out to the Fresh Visions exhibit. If you go to our website, there's a call for artists. We're looking for not only flat artists and sculptors and that, we're looking for cinematographers and poets and musicians. And this is in regards to the Green Hill African American Cemetery that we are helping promote their refurbishing of the sacred grounds. So check it out on our website, which is berkeleyartswv.org. Anything else? Are you going to play us out?
Yeah.
Do we have time?
Encore.
And Jess will play us out with one last song.
Thanks again, y'all. Thank you again. This is a song called Live and Die by It. We live by the sword and we die by the sword. We fight with the sword and we kill with the sword. We trust in the sword till we rest on our sword. But the gun betrays even the most revered sword. We live by the trust and we die by the trust. With belief in our guts, we will kill those we trust. We trust in the things that they say that we must. But the trust betrays even the deep in our guts. Are you like me, disgusted with our history? Did you also write it with your own hands? Are you empty, searching for a happy ending? Live and die like a resurrected man. Don't let the fear drive the car. You won't get too far before your innocence is seeing its stars. And you're viewing the world with a road rage perception as the rash leaves its scars on your heart. When all that you wanted was to be cut from the common cloth. And it's mysterious how the clear-cut path wanders off. You're all kicking up mud and they say, knock it off. You're all bleeding blood and still they call you soft.
Are you like me, disgusted with our history? Did you also write it with your own hand? Are you empty, searching for the happy ending? Live and die like a resurrected man. Again, thank you all for being here. This is amazing.